First car in the shop that we're working on, but we have to work on it on the ground because we ain't got the lift yesterday. Turn down the damn music. But we ain't gotten the lift yesterday. Kennedy and I drove to Dallas. Super quick trip, but we ain't got the lift, so we're gonna install that probably in the next couple days. But we got Tashawn's cars up next. It's pretty much our first like true NA build. He's doing pretty much everything you can do without getting into the motor. Oh, hell yeah, brother. So, Tashawn's car, you know, it's close to my heart because it's Orange Fury. But anyways, we're doing suspension first. We're going to try and knock out his suspension, and then once the lift gets installed, then we'll knock out the other stuff because he's getting Viking rears, vertical links, subframe braces, BMR springs, lower tow rods. So we're going to knock that out while it's on the floor. Then once the lift comes in, he's got stage 2 comp cams going in, the drop-in cams, oil pump gears, crank sprocket, ported Cobra jet manifold, PMAS intake, and I think that's, we're gonna do a little bit bigger injectors, some 47s, and then it's gonna Lund tune. So we get to do all the data logging, get the car tuned up. So pretty much he's gonna pick up the car turnkey ready to go, whereas like the car we just did, the Vortec one, he did the data logging and worked with his tuner to get that thing dialed in. So that's what they're working on now. But we are officially in the shop, as you guys saw the previous video. But this is the first car we're actually working on in the shop. And we're back to working on jack stands, which is not fun. But you gotta do what you gotta do. We gotta keep moving. And yeah, pretty excited about it. That isn't a perfect match. I mean, that's pretty damn close. So just got done torquing some stuff down on this car, on Tashawn's. Pretty much finished the whole rear suspension. Didn't really film much because I was just trying to get it done, but let me get under here, show you what we did. So, got some IRS subframe supports up here. They got those on the front bolts also, and then there's actually a little sleeve inside. You can't see it, but he got these sleeves to help align it. Some BMR springs, Viking shocks, some steel lower tow rods. Probably gonna need an alignment to make sure those are perfect. And then some IRS subframe supports also from Steeda. So this thing, oh, and then some vertical links on the front side. It's kind of hard to show. See if you can see them. So hard to see them. Anyways, it's got vertical links also. So next thing I got to do is I'm going to turn it around because the toolboxers are here, and I'm going to do the front suspension. Plus, after we do the front, we're going to start on doing the oil pump gears, crank sprocket, and camshafts, and then the Cobra jet manifold and the intake. So I'm going to flip the car around, do the front suspension, and then this week we'll start working on the engine. I wish... I'm going to make this a rule, but I wish this car was clean underneath because, man, I have so much dirt in my eyes, and then trying to get all the dirt off everything while you're working on it, just not fun. But this car's about to come down. I'm going to flip it around, and we're going to get going on this thing. So the last thing we got to do suspension-wise is just the front BMR springs. And then Streetcar Joe came over earlier, kind of helped me decide where I want to put the lift. Because he's got kind of a better eye for those types of things. So we decided where we're going to put the lift at, and we're probably not going to get it up, though, till this weekend. Just got a bunch of stuff going on, which you guys will see in some previous and then some later videos. But we are essentially going to put the lift... I don't want to tell you, I'll just show you. So I'm going to get this car down, and we're going to flip it around. It puts the lotion on the cam. Little bit, Jimmy! God dang it!
Yeah, we're lubing her up.
All right, so back on Tashawn's car. Doing the left side first. Got the intake cam going. Make sure you put the filter in there. Don't forget, we already did that. But got everything laid out. We're going to put the intake cam on. Put the exhaust cam on. Put some cam caps on. We might torque it, we might not. We'll see what happens. But yeah, we are getting her done.
Hand tie to work just fine for
Yeah, hand tie. Well, he had a lot of hand tie bolts, so we might as well just hand tighten everything.
Oh my lord.
Oh my lord. Those are pretty. Oh, let me show 'em. All right, so there's 2 painted links and then 1 painted link. Got to get them on the right timing marks. And then slide that back. Then you got to catch the little pins on the cams.
That's what I'm trying to do.
That's the hard part. While keeping them on the same tooth. That's the hard part. So we're going to get it done. All right, guys, so just got done doing the first data log for Tashawn's car, the Cobra Jet setup that we finished. Everything felt like it ran good. Everything looked good so far. So Alex is actually the one tuning it over at Lund Racing. And so we sent him off the log. I thought we were going to do like pump gas and flex fuel and stuff, but Tashawn just wants strict E85 in the car, which is totally cool with me. So we got the E85 file, got it loaded up, car fired right up. Everything seems good so far. We do have to trim the hood a little bit to get it to fit over the Cobra Jet hood. I was able to get it to shut, but it doesn't shut like perfectly because obviously it's hitting somewhere. So I think that's a pretty known thing with these Cobra Jet setups. So we got to kind of look at the hood and trim it or see if he wants to trim it. I know he's getting another hood, like an aftermarket hood. So see what he wants to do. But anyways, car runs good. Everything's checking out pretty good. A few things I'll show you guys real quick. So it got a PMAS intake, twin 69 millimeter VMP throttle body, Cobra Jet setup. We did LU47 injectors just so they're slightly bigger, gives him a little bit of room. That was pretty much, stage 2 comp cams, oil pump gears. So this is I wouldn't say an all-out NA setup, but pretty close without getting into the bottom end. Now, his car is actually a full-weight car. I know people say full-weight with different descriptions, but his is actually a full-weight car. You know, it's got stock brakes, stock K-member. It does have a Kirky in there, so I guess that doesn't count for that. But, you know, he hasn't done, like, true lightweight mods on this thing yet. So a lot of the NA guys, you know, they'll go crazy and do Lexan and carbon doors and all sorts of stuff. Because these NA cars, they're getting pretty fast how they want to push them. But his is like a full street car setup. I don't know which route he wants to go after this, but it does have comp stage 2 cams, Cobra Jet manifold, LU47s, the VMP throttle body, PMAS intake. It already had headers on it and exhaust. I guess some of the stuff that was done before wasn't done by him. He had bought the car, and we kind of noticed a few things that weren't right when the car... how he got the car and how it was modded. So we tried to fix a few things for him, but the car's running good. Had to move this guy over, obviously, because this freaking whale penis intake is massive and takes up a lot of room. So it actually looks super badass, I'm not going to lie, with the Cobra Jet and the throttle body. It all looks really good. But yeah, so we just got to clearance the hood. And everything else is looking pretty good. He doesn't have a catch can, but we had a little extra filter off one of the other cars that got a catch can, so we just threw it on there for now. I always recommend getting a catch can, but he didn't buy one, so that's just what I would recommend if anybody's doing this. But yeah, we're gonna finish up the tuning on this car, and Tashawn's is good to go. What's pretty crazy is these manifolds are actually discontinued as of like a couple weeks ago, I believe. So you cannot get a Cobra Jet manifold anymore. I don't know if they're going to come out with something new, but unless you find a used one or one that people have had boxed up and haven't used it, you can no longer get a Cobra Jet manifold. So this car's got something pretty rare on it and unique. So I don't know what the next thing is for Ford Performance as far as manifolds go, but you can no longer get a Cobra Jet manifold. We got another car in here, old bankrupt. So, it's another Clout Gang car, shout out. But this is a just simple bolt-on car. We're actually just doing a K-member. He's trying to lose some weight, so we're just doing a K-member. Now, there's a couple ways you can do the K-members. I've done mine like without the engine in it, so it was super easy. But with these cars, they got obviously the engine, everything's in them. So it's a funny story. We were gonna pull the manifold off, put my engine plate on it, and put the engine hoist on it, because I like doing it that way. It's a little bit easier, and like I can have the manifold and the fuel system, all that stuff off in like a matter of 20 minutes. But what's really funny is I went to pull the manifold, I went to grab a tool, I looked at my car and I said, oh shit, my engine's in California, Nick's engine is in California, and I shipped both of them with my motor plates on them. So I don't have a motor plate. I usually keep two for this reason, to have a backup, but both of mine are over there. So I'm gonna go buy the old school one, not old school I guess, but the one that sits up top here to hold the engine up. But yeah, so I'm gonna go pick up one of those today, and we'll do that. Pull the K-member on this car. This is a super good looking setup. It's got Venturas on the front. I can actually get these. They're in stock, ready to go if anyone wants weld Venturas. A lot of people that want the Forge Star D5, this wheel is real similar. So if you're wondering, you can get those. But we did get the lift in the other day. We just have to adjust all the arms on it. Huge shout out to my buddy Dustin Burnham, helped us get the lift in. So we just got to put fluid in it. I torqued all the bolts down yesterday, so hopefully nothing falls, cross your fingers. But we actually have a lift in here. It's gonna enable us to work a lot easier on cars and have a lot more space, because we could have one car up and one car under. What's really funny is, since the lift isn't in service right now, we have jack stands, but if you stand far back, it looks like we're using the lift because the car is elevated. See, look. So that's gonna do it for this video. We gotta start working on Bankrupt. Tashawn's car is heading out tomorrow with Bankrupt, hopefully as long as we get the K-member done. But huge thanks to Tashawn for bringing his car over. Hopefully he enjoys it. I almost forgot. We did a full suspension on this car, and I almost forgot because we've been working on this part so much. So yeah, we did BMR front springs, rear springs, subframe braces from Steeda, control arms, I think, yeah. No, lower tow rods, vertical links, Viking shocks, the whole 9 yards. So he's got a full suspension setup. So yeah, he's gonna be rolling. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the Mustang content. I got another video coming on my Mustang soon on what we ended up doing with it, but you can see there's no engine. We got no engines, Ted, do we? Drop the movie down below if you know what I'm talking about. We'll see you guys on the next one.